Uh, this is an example of liquid natural gas station, the county's liquid natural gas station at 4450 Roseville Road. This station happens to have a vertically installed tank because it's in basically an area, this large area there on Roseville Road that's zoned for commercial business. If necessary, these tanks don't have to be installed vertically, although that is the orientation that they work best in. They can be installed horizontally, and if need be, for a lot more money, can even be installed underground. The tank itself is 44 feet tall, not long, but when you stand it on it, it sure looks tall, and only 10 feet in diameter. This particular tank, which is typical, is manufactured by Taylor of Morton. It's of 16,400 gallons water capacity. It has a usable fuel capacity of 14,760 gallons. This is an example of a liquid natural gas refuse truck in the county's fleet. The county operates about 125 of these liquid natural gas refuse trucks Monday through Friday on a daily basis. Currently, the county is consuming a little more than 800,000 gallons per year. And I got to apologize for the formatting. Apparently, when I put this presentation on a different PC, it's no longer formatted correctly. This is again to share a little bit with you folks about liquid natural gas fuels. Since you may not use it in your fleet, you may never use it in your fleet, but it's kind of a fun fuel to deal with. It's kind of like that stuff they use on the space shuttle because it's a cryogenic liquid. What you see here is basically a process where you blow the fill receptacle off with compressed air. You don't want to have any moisture or any dirt when you go to fill. Primarily moisture is your worst enemy. There's basically just a poppet or check valve in that receptacle that basically keeps the tank from losing its fuel. On our automobiles, we take the gas cap off. If that fuel were under pressure, theoretically it could flow out of that filler. Well, in these tanks, the fuel is under pressure, not more than 230 psi because there's a pressure relief valve. So it would relieve at that pressure. But it is under pressure, and that check valve in the fill nozzle is what keeps it in the tank. So we don't want any ice crystals. We don't want any dirt that could possibly ultimately cause it to leak or flow fuel back. This is just a picture of kind of dramatic. You don't always see this. Typically, you see this in the wintertime when the humidity is high. That's not actually natural gas that's being released there. What that is there is a little bit of cold vapor that escapes the nozzle and the fill receptacle when you disconnect. That's basically like on a cold morning and you see your breath. That's kind of caused water vapor in the air. And you can see here from this particular slide, the person who had filled the truck can see the frost is built up on the hose because liquid natural gas in a cryogenic liquid is about 200 degrees below zero. You get it on your skin or your tissue, say goodbye because it's gone. Just like the liquid nitrogen when you go down and see your dermatologist and they remove ore. Same stuff. So it's important to wear personal protective equipment. This man has a face shield, hard hat, he's got an apron, and he's got leather gloves on. That's the way to really be safe around this field. But I'll tell you what, keep in mind the county operates 125 of these trucks, and about 60 of these trucks, the drivers feel at that station. And it's not uncommon to see them any time of year. In the summertime, climb out of the air-conditioned truck cab, go out to fuel their truck in their shorts, and they don't put anything on. Because it's really easy to fill with this fuel. It's clean. It's not like diesel fuel. You don't get it on your hands. There's no odor to follow you around. If you spill any, it instantly evaporates. So it's not uncommon to see drivers with no personal protective equipment. Of course, they ground the tank, so there's no chance of spark when they connect the nozzle. After they connect the nozzle, they'll push the button to start filling on the dispenser, and it shuts off. They just disconnect the nozzle. They might get a puff of condensation there, and basically this particular nozzle here is supported by a cable. You might notice that's so that it's zero gravity. It's lightweight, means that its weight is supported for anyone who goes to fill with it. But more importantly, it keeps the folks who handle this nozzle from dropping it on the ground. If you were to pay full retail price for one of these nozzles, they're about $14,000. But you can purchase them from the manufacturer Argotech for significantly less. We purchased these nozzles new for about $7,000. Hopefully Argotech won't be raising our price now that I said that. But we buy about 3 a year for the 125 trucks that we fill every day, 5 days a week. This is an example of an LNG fuel truck. You know, the stations, they cost about, I'm going to say on average, probably throw it out there based on what the county spent, $1.5 million to build, because the station equipment's about $1 million, and then you can have site improvements. So you can buy one of these trucks here for about $400,000. Wow, that's an expensive truck. Well, if you haven't bought a high-pressure cat sewer basin cleaner in a while, they're pretty darn expensive too. But anyway, here's an example of a truck that can fill up at a station, and we fill this truck daily, and it fuels about 60 trucks at a remote site every day. And this is just an example of the filling operation at the remote site. Again, like the station, you saw a canopy. You don't want to have water, rainwater in particular. If your receptacle, your nozzle are wet, it's going to freeze on. So you want to cover that, keep the rainwater out. And this is just an example of how you can basically increase the utility of a single station. I thought this would be kind of interesting. You know, people always equate natural gas with bombs, hydrogen bombs and stuff like that. This is an example of a truck that actually ran into one of the concrete bases on a light pole. I could show another picture where the tire, the wheels right behind this tank, rubbed so hard on the suspension it nearly cut one of the U-bolts in half. And here's an example of a crushed tank. It never leaked. Well, one of the reasons probably is stainless steel, as opposed to mild steel for like a gasoline tank, and some are even plastic. Imagine, I always tell folks, if gasoline were invented today, none of us would be allowed to own it. It would be too dangerous. Well, anyway, these liquid natural gas tanks are double wall. One, because that's a cryogenic liquid. In the interstitial space between the inside and outside tank is a deep vacuum, like a thermos bottle, and that's what keeps the fuel cold.